Good Saturday morning. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are starting off a very perfect day here across the Houston area. It is feeling cool and crisp outside. Temperatures are in the 60s. We will be a bit warm later on this afternoon, but the humidity is still taking a break for us here across southeast Texas, especially for the weekend. So those morning lows are still going to remain in the 60s. We're going to be warming back up as we head into next week. Here's a look out at Galveston. Folks are already out on the water, definitely enjoying the cool, nice vibes of Galveston, jogging along the Seawall Boulevard. This is a 28th Street in Seawall, and we're seeing some calm conditions out on the water. 72 degrees north-northeast at 9 miles an hour as the sun is rising. Sun was rising just after the 7 a.m. hour, but we are expecting those temps to be a bit on the cooler side, especially here across Houston. 64 degrees, calm winds, dew points still rather low, so that's really just showing that the humidity is just really not there, that we all are just too used to. But as we look at the next several hours, we're going to see those temps getting up to about 85, 86 degrees, 87. I think our high today is going to be around 88. I wouldn't be surprised if some of us actually make it to about 90 degrees, especially for areas north and west of town. But we are expecting a mostly sunny and pleasant, quiet day, a good day to enjoy those outdoor activities. So for our weekend forecast, lots of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s, lows in the 60s, sunny and pleasant conditions. If you're heading out to Plantersville for the Ren Fest as it kicks off today, that's going to be mostly sunny. Highs in the 90s, upper 80s. Just keep in mind that if you are heading out there to stay hydrated, I know if you spend prolonged time outdoors, even though the humidity is not there, it's not as hot, but you still could suffer from heat-related illnesses if you are spending prolonged time outdoors and not drinking water or taking those heat safety precautions. So looking at our ozone action day for today, this is going to be the case for Harris, Brazoria, and Galveston counties. We are seeing some unhealthy levels of ozone at the surface level, and so just keep in mind that if you suffer from lung sensitivity concerns, you might want to just limit your time outdoors. We're also dealing with high allergens, all thanks to the cold front that came through. So just keep in mind that stay safe out there if you are spending time and trying to enjoy the weather. So fire risk for today, we're also dealing with dry air. This fire risk has giving us still a high risk for fires for areas along I-45. This does include portions of northern Harris, Montgomery, and Trinity counties, but definitely keep in mind that if you are planning to do some outdoor burning, use extreme caution, as we haven't really received much rain, at least for the past couple of months. But looking at those burn bans right now, Walker, San Jacinto, Polk, Liberty counties under that burn ban list, also Colorado and Wharton County under the burn ban list. We will see Harris County be added to this list in the coming days, so definitely keep that in mind, that lack of rain also causing those drought conditions to increase, with moderate drought conditions in place now for portions of Houston. So looking closer towards our western areas, we're seeing moderate drought conditions in place for Columbus, Brenham, and Ocampo. I think if we don't receive rain for at least the next few weeks, we will continue to see these drought conditions pose a problem for us here across the area. And unfortunately, our rainfall outlook from the Climate Prediction Center is calling for drier than normal conditions as we end the month of October. So it's very well likely that we could still see dry conditions as we end the month. So the reason why is that we are expecting a high pressure system to build across Texas. This is just remaining stationary over us. This is going to keep things mostly quiet and dry through next week. We are expecting this high just to remain over Texas, keeping sunny skies. There's going to be some systems that are going to be moving in from the north of us, but definitely keep in mind that this really is just going to keep us mostly quiet. You're able to see the rain just not really going in towards that high pressure system. That's usually what's happening. There's also a lot of moisture out west and portions of New Mexico and far west Texas, and that's the reason is that we could still see some possible flooding out in the desert southwest, which is pretty far away from us. But just keep in mind also that we will start seeing those dew points get back up into the 60s as we head into the start of next week. That's going to bring back the muggy conditions. Not as muggy, but still nonetheless bringing back those 90-degree temperatures. As far as the tropics, we are looking at Tropical Storm Jerry. That is going to still remain over open water, 60-mile-an-hour winds, moving north at 16 miles an hour. We also have another wave just off the coast of Africa that has a 30% chance of development within the next 2 days. So that is still well out towards the west. This might end up taking more of a northern approach and just remaining away from the U.S. However, as you look at the Pacific Ocean, we have also Tropical Storm Raymond. We have a lot of moisture from what was Tropical Storm Priscilla that's actually moving into Arizona and New Mexico. But Tropical Storm Raymond likely to send some more moisture out into the desert southwest, and that really is the reason why they're dealing with some widespread rain and storms, especially in and around the southern Arizona. Phoenix looking at some rain. There's flood watches in effect for the desert southwest. Just keep in mind it only takes between 1 and 2 inches of rain to cause desert flooding for this region. So if you're taking any flights towards maybe California or maybe towards Phoenix, just we're going to see some somewhat active weather well out to the west of us. As far as our temperature outlook for the next several days, temps are expected to remain above normal, so highs likely to be above that seasonal normal for us here across the Houston area. Usually our highs are around 85 degrees, and we're going to be above that, especially as we head into the middle of the week. Likely to see those 90-degree temps once again returned by the middle of the week, and that's really the reason being is because we're going to see the return of that humidity that will be in place for the next couple of days for Monday and into Tuesday. So definitely keep that in mind as well. And if you're just now joining us here on KHOU 11 Plus, I am meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your weekend forecast. We are starting off fantastic across the Houston area with a very pleasant weekend expected. Mornings are going to be in the 60s. We're going to be warming back up as we head into next week. Maybe it's a good idea to head to the coast because we are looking at fantastic conditions out in Galveston. This is the live view from Saltwater Recon from the 28th Street and looking at Pleasure Pier. You already see that Ferris wheel just going. You had a lot of folks just walking and strolling along the beach, and folks already have their chairs out, and I think it's going to be a fantastic weekend all across our area from Galveston here to Houston. It is a little bit warmer across the coastal area, 72 degrees right now with northeast winds at 9 miles an hour, and if you're inland, especially in Houston, we are seeing those temps pretty chilly. I don't think it's that chilly, but it's pretty much cooler than what we've seen in days past. So 64 degrees, calm winds, and the dry air is going to be in place, still giving us a fantastic weekend. And just keep in mind that we're still going to see some warm temperatures in the afternoon hours, but the lack of humidity is just really going to keep those conditions mostly pleasant, especially for the rest of our weekend. So definitely enjoy that if you are out and about moving into or going across town as we head into the next several days. So as far as your 7-day forecast, once again, just to wrap this all up, we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly pleasant. We're expecting a very sunny weekend as well as those highs in the 80s and 90s, lows in the 60s. We're going to continue to see those 60-degree temps as we head into our morning hours, but definitely expecting mostly sunny skies. And weather models are hinting that we could see maybe a shower or two as we head into Friday, so we're looking at that, but models are not really in agreement with those showers as we head into the end of our work weeks. But we have a lot of days ahead of us to enjoy, especially if you have those outdoor plans. And as always, we are keeping the track of the latest weather updates and weather hazards. This weekend being the fire weather risk, and you could always keep up to date with that on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your extended morning forecast.